Hi there, welcome to the Schwowin's Nest. My name is Sandra. In today's video, I'm going to show you 5 quick and easy Easter decor ideas that you can make really simply using your Cricut. I'd like to thank Cricut for sponsoring today's video. First, I'm going to prep my projects, and this is a wood mason jar sign that I got from a sweet subscriber who sent me a whole box full of goodies. So thanks a bunch, Kimberly. I'm going to give this a couple of coats of black paint just to cover up that orange. And then I'm going to give it a couple of coats of white. Before I dive into my tutorial, I want to tell you a little bit about what Cricut is. It's a smart cutting machine that lets me create personalized projects with hundreds of materials. It works with a software called Design Space that I'm going to show you in a minute. It comes free with your machine. That's where I create all sorts of projects, and I can browse from hundreds of images and fonts to create the perfect design. Once I've created what I want, Design Space will send it to my machine to cut it out. Okay, so let me slow that down for you. Opening Cricut Design Space, I'm going to click on a new project and then select a shape, which is just going to be the square. Once you click it, it just appears on the screen. I like to size my boxes to the shape of my project, which is 2.5 inches by 3 inches. So I'm just going to drag out the corner, and then I'm going to move the box over a little bit so I can see the padlock, which will give me the ability to unlock the shape and stretch it to whatever size I need it to be. I've moved it back into the corner, and now I'll just pull it down to the 3 inches. Then move the square over one more time and click the padlock again to make sure I don't accidentally resize it. Normally, I would work with this shape, but just for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so you can see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to click on the shape to make it active and click on the color block at the top of the screen and choose white. And that will give me the ability to see what I'm going to be putting on top of this square. Next, I'm going to click on the Images button. Cricut Design Space has over 259,000 images to choose from. So once you click that button, this page appears. You can go ahead and type the search word in the search box, and I've been left with 1,144 results for the word bunny. Now I can simply take my time and scroll through and decide which bunny image I'd like to use for my project. On the left-hand side of the screen, you can also use the filters to filter out what exactly you're looking for by operation type or project type, and even the layers. So the bunny that I am going to choose is this little guy way up at the top. I thought he was just adorable and would be perfect for what I'm looking for. So I'm going to click on the bunny image and then click Add to Canvas. The image will automatically appear on your canvas, and just like I did with the square, I can make him smaller just by clicking on the double-sided arrow in the lower right-hand corner. Then I can position it wherever I want it to be for my design. My bunny is going to be a mint color, so I'm going to click on him one more time, make him active, and then go up to the operations button, which will allow me to choose the color that I want for him. So for this one, of course, it's going to be mint, so I'm just going to go down and choose the mint color, and this will give me a really good idea of what my project will look like. Now that I have my bunny, I'm ready to add some text. So I'm going to move over to the left-hand sidebar again and choose the text button and then type in the words bunny kisses. The font will always default to Cricut Sans, but you can go up to the font drop-down arrow and then choose from over 700 different types of fonts that are available with Cricut Access. I decided to use one called Car Decals. I thought it would be the perfect accompaniment to my sweet little bunny. It will automatically change, and then you can resize your text as well. Once I have it set where I want it, I'm going to click on the More button and choose Curve, and that will allow me to bend the letters around the bunny's head. For this design, I'm also going to add 25 cents on one side of the bunny and each on the other side of the bunny. So again, using the text box, typing in what I want, you can see that it's already defaulted to the car decals because that's what I just previously used. I can resize it and then place it on my image where I want it to be. To make sure I don't lose this project, I'm going to click the Save button and then just type in the title for it, click Save again, and then I'll make sure that it's saved to my projects. To get my design resized to where it needs to fit on my project, I'm going to group them together by selecting all of them and then clicking Group up in the Layers portion in the right-hand corner of the screen. Then I'm going to be able to just resize it all at once and make sure that it fits right in my 2.5 by 3 inch space. Now that I have it the size I need it to be, I no longer need that white square. So I'm going to click the Ungroup button and then just select the outside shape and delete it. Then I can drag my mouse over the words and the bunny and then click on Group one more time. That will make sure that everything is grouped together, and then I can move it around as one item. I went over to my Cricut Explore and I cut out the bunny and the words. I've already got them all on transfer tape, and now I'm just going to apply them to my project. For the bunny, I just needed to use my fingers to press him down onto my project, but you can also use the Cricut burnishing tool that you see on the right-hand side of the screen. To get the words bunny kisses, I did need to use the burnishing tool just to make sure that all of the letters were attached to the transfer tape. You can do this as often as required. Then you can just peel it off and then apply it to your project. To finish off this project, I added some twine around the top of the mason jar, added a little wooden carrot that came off a different project, and a little black and white bow. And I think this project is super cute. For my next project, I went back into Cricut Design Space and using the images and the text tools, created this cute little carrot patch sign. Now I'm going to go over to my Cricut Explore and cut it out. If you have a smartphone, you can use the Cricut Design Space app on your phone and then connect it by Bluetooth with the machine. I'm going to go ahead and click on Make It after I've selected my project, then choose Without Matte because I'm using Smart Vinyl. If it's good to go, I'm going to press Continue and then press Connect so my phone can connect by Bluetooth with my Explorer 3. I'm choosing Smart Vinyl Permanent, and now the load button is starting to flash, which means I can add my vinyl into the machine and press that button so it can pull it in and make sure I have enough. I am using the Smart Vinyl, as I said, and I'm using this handy tray, which allows you to just put the whole roll right into the slot and then push it through so it can be connected right into the machine. Once I've pressed the load button and the machine is ready to start cutting, I can press the flashing arrow button and that will prompt the machine to begin its cut. These machines, when they use smart vinyl, are super quick and super fast, and you can see here on my smartphone how quickly it's going to finish this part of the project. Once the cut is complete, it will show on my phone to unload the mat, which will coincide with the load and unload button flashing one more time. This vinyl tray holder also has a trimmer, so it's really easy to just pull the vinyl out and then trim off the excess. I'm using 3 different colors for this sign, so every time one is finished, the machine and my phone in Cricut Design Space prompt me to change my vinyl. So now I'm going to move on to the green for the tops of the carrots and then the orange for the carrots themselves. The blank I'm using for this project is a wooden tag sign that came from the Dollar Tree. I pulled the paper off and then just painted it with a couple of coats of my white chalk paint. And now using my Cricut tools again, the transfer tape and the burnishing tool, I'm going to go ahead and apply all of the decals to this project. The Cricut Explorer 3 doesn't just cut vinyl, it cuts iron-on, glitter paper, bonded fabric, over 100 different types of materials. It's also compatible with some of the other cutting tools that are available for Cricut, and it's 2 times faster than some of the other machines. The smart materials allow you to cut up to 12 feet of decal in one shot. So imagine being able to create a huge sign for your front porch that's maybe 6 feet tall and being able to cut it all at once. Using the Cricut Explore 3 has really upped my crafting game. I'm able to do so much more than I was before. Now it's so much faster to do it with the smart vinyl, and it really helps me work faster and smarter. When your design is cut out, there's always some extra vinyl on there. So you have to weed it out. And that's what I'm doing here, really slowly, just pulling off the excess vinyl, making sure that none of my little pieces go with it. And then there's some extra little pieces in between the A and the R and the O that I need to pull out for this design. So using the little weeding tool is really easy to just kind of give it a little push and then pull it off. Again, using the transfer tape and the little burnishing tool to make sure that the letters are stuck to the transfer tape. So I can just pull that off really easily, place it on my sign where I want it to be, press it down again with the burnishing tool, and then pull off the transfer tape. This was another quick and easy project, and I'm going to have so many cute little things to display for Easter this year. I'm using some burnt umber paint and some water to create a stain so I can stain the outside edge frame of this sign. I'm going to create a beautiful happy Easter sign with some lavender, and I wanted to have a little bit of a rustic look to this one. I painted the inside of the sign with a beautiful chalk paint that's sort of a sagey green color. And now I'm just weeding out the word happy that I had cut out with white vinyl this time. I'm just weeding out the little bits and pieces that I don't need. So the circle inside the A and the P's have a little bit. Sorry that it's hard to see, but as soon as I get it onto my project, you're going to see how pretty this looks. I'm going to put this word happy across the top of the sign, just using the transfer tape again and making sure that I have it nice and straight and using my burnishing tool to make sure that it sticks really well. So I wanted to show you that sometimes you think you're doing everything correct, but you forget a step. So because I used chalk paint on this sign, I needed to seal it in with some clear matte spray first before I attached the vinyl. The vinyl doesn't want to stick to the chalk paint, and it has nothing to do with the stickiness of the vinyl. It has everything to do with the slipperiness of the chalk paint. So just use a clear finish first before you apply your vinyl. In Cricut Design Space, there are tons of different fonts, as I mentioned earlier, and this is one of them. It has these cute little scalloped boxes around the letters. You weed out the letters, and then you're left with this beautiful font that will show your paint underneath. Since my sign was a little longer and I had some space down at the bottom, I took some of these garden stakes and I'm going to create a little picket fence. I'm just going to use some popsicle sticks to glue these all together, and then I'm going to glue it right on top of the frame at the bottom. I painted the fence white, added some twine and lavender, and look how pretty this one turned out. I had so much fun creating this sign. I'm doing a fresh eggs daily and I've got a few different colors that I'm using. So I did all of the steps as before with my Cricut Explore 3, and now I'm just going to add all of the vinyl to the sign. One of the main reasons that I invested in a Cricut machine is the fact that I have arthritis in my thumbs and my wrist joints, and it's really difficult for me to paint or draw any lettering. It's really hard to have that type of a grip for an extended period of time. So being able to do all of this on the Cricut, especially the lettering, I can make signs so much easier and faster, and I can also do them pain-free. To add a little bit more fun to this sign, I added some Spanish moss and some little styrofoam eggs and created a little egg design at the bottom. I also painted the top of it white and added a new jute string for the hanger. I really love how this sign turned out. For my final project, I wanted to make myself a new Easter mug, so I'm using some of this black permanent vinyl. I cut out a whole bunch of bunny shapes, and these were all available on Cricut Design Space. And now I'm just going to apply them to the mug all the way in a row, and this turned out super cute. I also cut out the words "Here Comes Peter Cottontail" and put those underneath the bunny. So I think this will be really fun to use on Easter weekend to be able to have a beautiful mug for Easter. Even though I had a whole line of bunnies, I wanted to work with a couple of them at a time, so I'm just weeding out the excess vinyl on this one. Then again, using the transfer tape and then applying it to my mug. When you're working on items that are round like this mug, you can easily just cut the transfer tape so you can get more of a straight line with it. That means you can just adjust it as needed and just pull the transfer tape into the right spot wherever you need it to be. I actually ended up pulling it right off and worked with each bunny individually. That just seemed to work out better for me. I hope you enjoyed my projects today and learned a little bit more about what a Cricut machine is all about. I hope that my tutorial helped you make a decision on whether to purchase a machine for yourself. If you are a crafter like I am and you want to be able to do more high quality and professional looking designs, then I would suggest investing in a Cricut machine. There are all sorts of different types available, and you're definitely going to find one that suits your needs best. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up so I get noticed more on YouTube, and that will help my channel grow. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. I've got lots coming up in the future. Bye for now.